This is my presentation on magic squares. So magic squares are an array of numbers ranging from 1 to n squared. So for example, this is a 3 by 3 magic square. So the n squared of this would be 9. So we're going to watch a video by this guy on YouTube who's going to explain it better.
What up, everybody? Instructor Beats back again here with our magic square lesson. Today we're talking about what are they, right? What is this magic? Check out our objective for today's lesson. Today I will be able to understand what a magic square is, which leads us to our question, right? What is it? A magic square is an array of numbers where the sum of the numbers in each row, column, and diagonal are the same. They can come in any size array, but typically the one you see the most is a 3 by 3 array. Okay, and so what we mean by the sums of the numbers in each row, column, and diagonals are the same is if you add up the 3 numbers that make up a row, and you add up these 3 numbers, you add up these 3 numbers, they should all equal the same thing. So in fact, 2 plus 7 plus 6 would be 15. Okay, if you add up 9 plus 5 plus 1, that's also 15. If you add up 4 plus 3 plus 8, that is also 15. If you add vertically, okay, if you add the columns, 2 plus 9 plus 4 would be 15. 7 plus 5 plus 3 would be 15. 6 plus 1 plus 8 would be 15. And then also the two diagonals also equal 15 when you add them together. So that's why it is like magic. Another typical example of a magic square would be the 5 by 5 array. So obviously this isn't going to equal 15, but if you add up each row, all 5 rows, all 5 columns, and the two diagonals will give you the same sum when you add them up. So that's what a magic square is. That's why it is so magical. But what are the benefits of doing a magic square? Why, if you're a teacher, would you want to assign a magic square? Why, if you are a student, would you want to do a magic square? Or if you're just anybody, why would you want to do a magic square? So magic squares build mathematical thinking, okay? And I'll show you how they do that in a second, right? So here's our typical magic square. It's the exact same 3 by 3 one we just looked at. You can introduce and reinforce algebraic thinking as you work on these magic squares. It's a great way to deepen an understanding of a topic, and it promotes flexible thinking. All right, so what do you mean, right? I have all these numbers. I know they all equal to 15. But what happens when you start taking out pieces? So now you don't have the whole magic square, right? You just have a couple pieces, and now you have to find the rest of them, right? So you're building mathematical thinking, and you can increase the rigor of the thinking that you're doing by giving your students or solving a magic square with less and less numbers given to you, right? Now, based on these numbers that I have given to you, even though I know I just... What up, everybody?
Okay, so magic squares, the who and the why. So, no one specific person created magic squares, but there is evidence of magic squares from 2800 BCE. And they have a great historical significance for many cultures and people. For instance, they're used as what?
Art pieces found in some
They're used as art pieces and just overall interesting things. But the main thing is they have educational value. So, for instance, are you trying to complete a Sudoku on the New York Times Games every morning? Yes. Guess what? You can use magic squares to your advantage because it's basically the same exact thing. Kind of, sort of. I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of, sort of is. Anyways, you know who is that we know that was really into magic squares? Benjamin Franklin. Here's a cameo from him. Benjamin Franklin, how do you feel about magic squares?
I was at length tired with sitting there to hear debates in which, as clerk, I could take no part, and which were often so unentertaining that I was inducted to amuse myself with making magic squares or circles.
So that's how Benjamin Franklin feels about magic squares. That's a quote from him. He thought that they were really interesting, and he made some of the most complex magic squares we've ever seen. And if you're ever bored, you should definitely try making a magic square or completing a magic square. They're really fun. I do them on Duolingo all the time. Yeah, that's all I have to say about magic squares. Benjamin Franklin